owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up and be seen. What we know matters, but who we are matters more. Vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. Perfectionism is a 20-ton shield that we lug around thinking it will protect us when, in fact, it's the thing that's really preventing us from taking flight. The willingness to show up changes us. It makes us a little braver each time. Shame corrodes the very part of us that believes we are capable of change. Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's our greatest measure of courage. Empathy is not connecting to an experience, it's connecting to the emotions that underpin that experience. The dark does not destroy the light, it defines it. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. When we deny our stories, they define us. When we own our stories, we get to write a brave new ending. Talk to yourself like you would to someone you love. Shame cannot survive being spoken, it cannot survive empathy. Connection is why we're here, it is what gives purpose and meaning to our lives. Authenticity is a collection of choices that we have to make every day. It's about the choice to show up and be real, the choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. Joy comes to us in ordinary moments. We risk missing out when we get too busy chasing down the extraordinary. Shame is all about fear. We're afraid that people won't like us if they know the truth about who we are, where we come from, what we believe, how much we're struggling, or, believe it or not, how wonderful we are when soaring. Laughter, song, and dance create emotional and spiritual connection. They remind us of the one thing that truly matters when we are searching for comfort, celebration, inspiration, or healing. We are not alone. We don't have to do all of it alone. We were never meant to. Compassion is not a virtue, it is a commitment. It's not something we have or don't have, it's something we choose to practice. You can choose courage, or you can choose comfort, but you cannot choose both. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Hope is not an emotion, it's a way of thinking, a cognitive process. Imperfections are not inadequacies, they are reminders that we're all in this together. You can't get to courage without walking through vulnerability. When we numb the darkness, we numb the light. Belonging doesn't require us to change who we are, it requires us to be who we are. Trust is built in the smallest of moments. You either walk inside your story and own it, or you stand outside your story and hustle for your worthiness. The opposite of scarcity is not abundance, it's enough. If you own this story, you get to write the ending. The only people who don't experience shame have no capacity for human empathy or connection. The most beautiful things I look back on in my life are coming out from underneath things I didn't know I could get out from underneath. Vulnerability is the key to courage and the birthplace of innovation. Comparison is the thief of happiness. Perfectionism is self-destructive, simply because there is no such thing as perfect. Vulnerability is the only bridge to build connection. Daring greatly means the courage to be vulnerable. It means to show up and be seen, to ask for what you need, to talk about how you're feeling, to have the hard conversations. What we don't need in the midst of struggle is shame for being human. If we can share our story with someone who responds with empathy and understanding, shame can't survive.